morning. Welcome to Gentle Fit with Valerie. Hope you had a good long weekend. Hope you were able to meet some friends and family, even if maybe not in person. And hopefully you got to spend some time outside. Today's workout is going to be with our elastic band. If you don't have one, you can always use your light weights. Or you could use, just do the motion and not use any resistance. It's all good. Let's start with our warm-up with our neck. Semicircles, turning the chin to one side. Slowly bring it down to center and up to the other shoulder. We go back and forth, nice and slow. Let's do a couple more times to each side. Back to neutral, arms are at the side. Let's do shoulder circles as big as you can. Go the other way. One more. Clasping your hands together, bring them to the outside of your knee. We're doing diagonal chop. Breathing in, lift up towards the opposite shoulder. You can bend the elbow. Breathing out, coming towards the outside of that knee. You can bend your trunk a little bit. Breathing up. Breathing out, down. Pursed lips, in through the nose. Out through pursed lips. One more. Great. Other side. Breathing up. Breathing out, down. Last one. Moving forward on your seat. Hands on the knees. We're doing our modified cat and cow. So as you breathe in, you lean forward, open the chest, chin comes up. As you breathe out, you move back, curl up the chin, and breathing out. Breathing forward, breathing out, going back. Warming up the spine. You notice the cat on the stripy chair over to my shoulder there? That's basically her position for many hours of the day. The life of a cat. Last one. Back to neutral. Toe touch to the side, back to center. Last one, other side, toe touch. One more. Toe on the ground. Let's do some circles with that ankle. Other way. Last one. Other side, toe on the floor, circling the ankle. Switching direction. The last one. Great, let's move on to our cardio segment. Standing up if you can. If you're staying on your chair, you're going to do side to side stepping. If you're standing up behind the chair, you open wide together, wide together. If you're in the chair, you're doing like the toe touch to the side that we did earlier in the warm-up. Goal of the cardio segment is to get that heart rate to come up a little bit, and hopefully it can stay elevated for most of the remaining time in the class. In terms of fitness improvement, you want to try and do your exercise, your cardio exercise, where your heart rate will increase at least 20 to 30 minutes higher than your resting heart rate, and stay there for a total of 20 minutes at least every day. Now, doesn't have to be 20 minutes non-stop, could be done in 5 to 10 minutes block, like we're doing here. If you repeat the cardio block a couple of times, you've done your cardio for the day. Keep going with the side-to-side stepping. Let's add some arms. Elbows are bent at the side, using one or both, depending on if you need support or not. Open, elbows go to shoulder height and back down. If you're just using one arm, switch now. Two more. Great. Feet are hip width apart. Fists are by the chin. Right arm, front jab. Five more. 2 and 1. Holding on, side to side. Anybody been baking lately? Flour, yeast, baking powder, all difficult to come by depending on the location that you're at. I was able to locate a 2-pound bag of yeast. Now that's a lot of yeast, so now we gotta do a lot of baking. One more to each side. Feet hip width apart, fist or by the chin, switching arm, front jab. Last one. Great. We march. You can add a bit of swinging if you want. We're going to do speed bag and march at the same time if you can. If you cannot, I want you to stop marching and just do the arms. So 4 arms in front of the shoulders. We do speed bag as fast as you can go. Three, 2, and we stop, go the other way. Almost there. 10 more seconds. 3, 2, and we stop. Excellent. You're going to turn sideways to your chair. Leg that's next to the chair, lift up, touch with the opposite hand, back down. Last one, turn around, switching side, chair, leg next to the chair comes up, touch with the opposite hand. I hope you're putting some music when you're doing this because it sounds pretty quiet with just me talking and lots of quiet moments. I can't put any music too loud because Facebook does not like that because I don't own the rights to that music, so I have to make sure that it's quiet enough that you don't hear it, but you might just hear some noise in the background. 2 more. Great. Get a sip of water. Grab your elastic band if you have it. I'm going to need to tie my shoe. Safety first. Okay. Let's start with some chest press. So you're going to put your band behind your back, underneath your arms, and you grip it as close to your chest as you can. If you can, bring your elbows up to the side and you're going to push forward 1 fist at a time. Let's do both together. One more. Bring the band in front. Scoot forward on your seat. Slide that band underneath your thighs, closest to your knees. Cross it over. Hold it pretty snug on either side of your legs. So you start with your feet about hip width apart. You're going to bring those knees out and control back to center. So working on the hip abductors. Let's do two more. Back to neutral, hip flexion. Knee comes up, working against the tension of that band. If you're sitting a bit forward on your seat, this engages your trunk muscles a little bit more to keep you stable. One more each side. Great. Release. You're going to put the center of your band on the floor and put both feet on it, and your feet are about hip width apart. So you grip it alongside your shins. Your back is nice and straight. You're going to lean forward, pull those elbows back, squeezing those shoulder blades. We're doing the rowing motion, bent over row. Very good for improving your posture, a nicer straight back. We do a lot of things hunched over, driving, computer. Anytime we're sitting and doing something, we tend to forget our posture very often. Let's do two more. Great. If you can, we're going to stand up. I think I'm going to move back a bit. Don't do that at home. I'm just moving back so you can see me. So feet are still on the band, hip width apart. Bring the arms in front. Pull the elbows up to the side. Lower down. So upright row. Let's do two more. Okay. We're going to do deadlifts. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see what I expect from you. So you're going to lean forward, keeping your back nice and straight, sticking the hips back. You can grip your band a bit shorter here and straighten up, always keeping that back straight. We're working the glutes and the hamstrings. Slow and control. Breathing in, breathing out. You can do this somewhat seated in the chair. If that's too challenging for you, just leaning forward and straightening up against the tension of the band. Let's do 3 more times. Very important to keep the back straight. Last one. Great. Let's put that band aside and go behind your chair. Working the thighs and hamstrings some more, we're doing the knee bends or the squat sideways so you can see again. So your feet will be a bit wider than your hips. They can point out a little bit too if you're comfortable with that. As you're lowering down, your hips come out. Your knees are not going past your toes. Very important. So you're pretending like you're sitting down on the chair that's behind you. Only go as low as you're comfortable. Very important muscle group to keep strong. If your heels are lifting, you don't have your legs wide enough apart. So if you're doing this, or if you're doing this, you're working the back. We want to work the glutes and the thighs. Let's do 2 more. Excellent. Back to facing, feet hip width apart. Let's do some calf raises. So going up onto your toes, control back down. Last one. Angle those toes out a bit. Again, heels come up. Two more. Excellent. Let's stretch those calves. So take a big step back. Front knee bent, back leg is straight. Feet are flat on the ground and pointing forward. I feel the pulling in that calf right there. Again, if your heel is coming up, you're probably trying to stretch too far, so move your leg forward a little bit more so you can keep that foot flat on the ground. Switching to the other side. This is a really good stretch to add to your cool down when you're going out for your walks. So once you've slowed down your pace for a few minutes, your breathing is back to normal, do that stretch so that your legs don't get sore later on after you're done your exercise. Coming back up. You can face your chair for this. I'm just going to show you without the chair so you can see better. So holding on to your chair, feet are wider than your shoulder. You're going to bend one knee, lean a bit to one side. So you would be holding on to your chair, or you can hold on to that knee, stretching the inner thigh. Coming back up to center and leaning over to the other side. Coming back up to center, grab your seat. Some shoulder stretches, hand on opposite shoulder, pull that elbow closer to you. And release. Other side. Release that side. Tilt your head over to one side. If you want to add a bit more, grab underneath your chair and lean away. Or put your hand on the side of your head, gently pull down. Release. Other side, tilt the head towards the shoulder. Can add a little bit extra by pulling down gently. Releasing. Thank you for joining me again. Hope you come back next time. Have a great day.